Hi everyone, I'm Vince Radel and I am going to try to solve this indie puzzle that I have here, and I want to make sure that I try to explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it. I'm doing it on my iPad here. You won't see me click, but you'll see the letters show up. So let's try a few of these and let's see how it works. Okay, this is the Themeless 116 from February 20th, so last Monday. Dave Murchie makes some indie puzzles that are fun, sometimes some really fun themes. This is a themeless one, so we'll see how it goes. And his website is mondayfills.com. He also does Sudoku, and he creates a quote acrostic every other week or so that I like to do. Maybe I'll do those a little bit later. So let's look at the first one, loquats and quinces. Well, that's sort of, are those fruits? No, those are weird vegetables, so I'm going to leave that alone. Come back to that. Transfer station arrival. Okay, well, not doing too well so far. Moving on. Whoops. How about oops, maybe? Is another a synonym for whoops? Package sort. Oh boy, that's a long one. So let's try oops and see what happens. Found mean. Didn't like. Hypocritical adage ender. Hypocritical adage ender. Let's come back to that too. Whoops. P.S. One thing I like about this software, by the way, I'm using a Crosslight, is that it automatically goes to cross the words that I've just filled in. So I don't have to move too much, it moves for me. Okay, so we're going to have these downs that I don't know, so we're skipping them and we're moving on to the next across. Sign starter in Strasbourg. Okay, so that would be sign starter. Alright. Strasbourg is in France, so it's going to be some French word. I'm going to come back to that, I guess. Great body with a question mark. So when it has a question mark, that means it's a pun. Great body. Great lake? Could be. Let's try that. Stuff. 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 It could be the verb stuff, or it could be stuff, like there's a bunch of stuff in there. Okay, we'll come back to that. Oh, Olay, oil of Olay. That means that my lake is incorrect. It's got to be oil of Olay, right? So let's go ahead and fix that. And then let's get rid of the other thing that a cross light does, which is kind of nice, is it skips over letters that are full. So I didn't have to worry about that I. So now we have a great body that is blank blank I blank. Okay, well, don't know it. We have an O here for this station, transfer station arrival. Well, don't know. Let's move on to liquor type. Okay, so we've got liquor type. Should know this one, right? Pass it. Let's move on. Brickell's bow. Wow, Edie Brickell? Oh, is that the guitarist that plays the blues, and I can't think of his name. So I'm sitting here, by the way, in my den, which is where I like to do my puzzles, usually in the morning. I usually have a cup of coffee, but it's a little bit later, so I already had my coffee. Anyway, let's get back to this. What is his name? I can't remember. I'll remember it soon. Let's see. Old map region. Oh boy. Far East, right? So I was trying to think of something that was no longer on maps, which is going to be either an old country name or, but it says a region, so Far East seems to work, so we'll go with that. Found mean. Could be it ends in ed, but I don't know if I want to try that now. Remember that the case has to, or the tense has to fit as well, has to be the same. Hypocritical adage ender. Oh boy, an adage that has to do with hypocrisy. Well, don't know. This is actors. Hey, this is harder than usual, so this is a pretty good one. Uh, Wipe type. Um, Sanitary wipe. What other kind of wipe? Wipe out. Well, okay. Rehnquist replacement. Oh, government officials. I'm not too good with them usually either. Oof. I'll have to come back to that. Package sort. Some kind of package that I don't know because it's way too long. Some stains. Okay, we'll come back to that stuff again. Declare. Okay, so declare is a common clue in crosswords, especially for four letters, and it's usually either a ver or a vow. Here, a ver would put an R underneath that S, which is not good. A vow would be much better, so let's try a vow. Okay, found mean. Okay, OV is probably a good over something. Back to that, I guess. Um, Critical adage ender, still don't know. Crisis actors, these are SWAT team, right? So actors, not necessarily movie actors, but people who act, and people who act here is a SWAT team. Just the SW kind of gave that away to me. Sometimes when it's two words, it's a little more difficult, but I'm glad that that came to me. Of higher order. Hmm. Package sort has an OA at the beginning, like the word oat. I don't know if I like that. Let's move on to the next. Bottom in a fall. Bottom in a fall. Seat. You fall on your seat. Okay. Dutch treat city. Oh boy. English or European cities. Dutch. Oh, treaty. Treaty. That's the other thing I sometimes do is misread. Dutch treaty city. Okay, so let's see. In the Netherlands, yeah, so SWAT team is not looking good here, but it could be still good. Um, the Treaty of, to get another letter before we get that. Georgie Porgy. All right. Hopefully you know that from your childhood days. Okay, so found mean is now, I understand what it's going to be. My oops is wrong. So let's get rid of that. And the reason I know that is because I was thinking about this all along that mean can also mean average. So this is going to be average. That helps a little bit. And it's past tense, so it's averaged. So that helps with the 10 down. 10 down now doesn't have to have an O at the beginning. That's kind of nice. So, whoops. Deals, I don't know. Um, of higher order. Sorry. Bottom. Oh, how about Pratt? A pratfall is when someone falls down on their brat, I guess. Uh, I've never heard of it as a noun like that, so that could be what it is. Hypocritical adage ender. Oh boy. Come back to that too. Okay. Dutch Treaty City? Sure. Can't think of it. Trying to something like that. Rehnquist replacement. RO. Okay, so this is a um, Chief Justice, or yes, Chief Justice, right? Justice of the Supreme Court. Sorry. Um, so we've got an RO. Justice. I'm not good with them either, so I'm gonna have to come back to that. Package sort. Okay, well, don't know. Wipe type. Wet nap. All right, so a wet nap, what you get at the barbecue place, right? Okay, we're getting somewhere. Transfer station arrival. Well, could be maybe a scow type boat. Usually carries trash, things like that. A great body. Oh, okay. So I was pretty close because I thought it was going to be a great lake, and it is a great lake, but it's not just generic lake. It's Erie. Malt liquor. All right. Um, I was thinking about hard liquor, but malt liquor is a type of liquor. How about stuff? Cram. I like that because that makes scowl pretty good. Okay, so Brickel's bow is not who I thought it was because that's not going to fit in there, even though I don't know it. Looking at 21 down, it is NFL Hall of Fame coach Hank Stram. And Edie Brickell, I suppose, did go out with Paul Simon. I don't know if they're still together or not, but that sounds good. Some stains, semi-permanent, boy, it could be a lot of things, right? Changes the organization is maybe going to end in S. So semi-solid stains, let's come back to that and let's go ahead and fill in Stram. Hank Stram, coach of the Kansas City Chiefs back in the late 60s, early 70s, maybe. Campus concept. Boy, there's a lot of things that could be in there, and it's a long one. Let's go back. List ender et alia. Usually alia, sometimes ali, plural. So I'm going to go with alia. Semi-solid stain fits now. I don't know if I want to put it in there. Let's go ahead and do it just in case it works. Changes the organization, resorts. So changes or redo or re usually is the beginning of the word for something that changes. Or do if you do it again, do over, um, resort would be what that could be, because resort would be to reorganize or changes the organization. Okay, shiny sheets, like mica, maybe, or across, noted race place, Iditarod, right? I always forget how to spell Iditarod. Let's go with A for that. Iditarod, I think. There might be an E in there. It might be RET. We'll have to figure that out later. Prepares to cook, perhaps. All right, so this is like chopping something up to get it ready to cook. It's got to be Dices. Okay, campus concept. Academic fits with that Mick. Academic freedom. Something I know a little bit about, not too much, but it is something that's important for sure. Okay. Hypocritical adage ender. Okay, so now we have an interesting ending here. There's with that O. Still don't know that. So tiny sheets, it could be RE, but RATE, tiny sheets. Well, it doesn't help. Rehnquist, we're back to the justice again. Okay. Oh, sorry. So if I get stuck like that, I just don't have a clue, I'm moving on. Maybe I'll get an across that helps. Package sort. Some kind of package. Well, come back to that. Checks. Okay, look at 31 down. Subject in the sixth sense. So that's afterlife, right? So checks. Deters. Okay, so there's a good one because the double meaning for checks. Checks could actually multiple meanings, right? Checks could be something that you write on to give someone some money. Check could be to look at something, to scan it. But here, I think it's going to be the verb check to deter in this case, so to put someone in check or to stop them from doing something. And the E works after the R. Um, that R looks okay to me. And an S there. Okay, so it's Roberts. Right? Eventually I get that, right? Judge Roberts. Okay. The Dutch Treaty City. Oh boy. Um, I don't know. Move on. Fix as a fair way. Resod, maybe? What is 41 across? Structured verses. So structured verses would be um, like poems that have a certain length, things like that. Fix as a fair way. What did I say? Resod. Let's see what the O, if the O works in this. Il Barbare de Sevilla, creator. Okay, so who wrote The Barber of Seville? Rossini, right? So O works there. Um, could be Resod. Let's go with that. Okay, we're back to the package sort. It really wants me to get this one. I'm gonna have to come back to it though. Um, well, this is an E. Why don't we go ahead and fill in afterlife, okay? Afterlife, so that'll help us a little bit. Rossini, one S, two N's. Yes. Could be, would be. How about would be, as in a would-be actor? Desiree or Desiree included most of it. The Ural? Let's see, against is anti. So that, I'm thinking Utah, but why? Table part? Well, that's going to be a leaf, right? Four-letter words are usually pretty good. Mickey Spillane wrote, I, the jury. So it is Utah. Against, anti, almost always. Leaf, said that already. This is going to end in T. Brings up to speed is across. Let's see, baseball side, for example, is a no-net. You need 9 players to play baseball, and it's I, the jury, so that looks like Diwali, which is the festival, right, in the fall. I think it's A. Brings up to speed. Okay, so since it's brings up to speed, it's got to be 2 words, and that's because it ends in AM, and it has to have it should have an S in it, right? Brings up to speed would say, um, I don't know. It should be a verb with an S ending at the beginning, and then the rest of it. Plus or minus, around, like you say, plus or minus 5. Okay. Shiny sheets. Um, ends in S. Oh, maybe Diwali is Dowal. That would make something on for brings up to speed. Let's do that. Let's put an S there and an O there. And then sheets. Remember that we could have an E in that, a Diderot. It could be an I too, right? Uh, oof, that. Come back. A nice long one here. Attempts with some support. Back. Some summers. Um, some summers are, I don't know, extremely ringed with a question mark. Once again, a pun. So extremely ringed. Loud, extremely ringed. No. Plucky children's song. Plucky. Hmm. Brings up to speed. Fills in on. That doesn't fit. Okay. Ex initio, from nothing. You do have to know sometimes some Latin. So I don't know how other way to explain it, but that's what's there. Structured verses. Don't know. I'm not an English professor, so I teach chemistry. Comparative word. Um, comparative word. Like could be. I'm going to have a K over here, so similar thing. I don't like that. Ethiopia's Selassie. Oh, going back to my childhood now in the news. Um, so 54 down is Santa syllables, which would be hose, Hos. Haile Selassie. Oh, so um, it's not going to be ex initio. How about that? It's definitely Haile Selassie, which is spelled like this, I believe. This package sort. Don't know still. X. Oh boy. I like the I there, but I don't know about the rest. That I said was hose, right? Similar thing. Similar thing. Um, oh, the other thing that I forgot is that this Rossini could be two S's and one I. So I, it looks kind of funny the way it is, so maybe it is. So that means that I would get rid of that I. Let's make this an S and then an I. Okay. X, still don't know that. Similar thing, a similar thing. Okay, so analog, right? Something that is similar, we call that an analog. Um, don't know. Turn down. Turn down. Did against. Hopped off. Interior smoke. Okay, so we're thinking of a cigarette that's really cheap. Oh, a cigar. Stogie. Okay. So smoke there. Again, double meaning, but I sometimes I know the constructor too, and it helps me to know what they might be coming up with. Okay, so this word ends in O, which is good because a lot of Latin words do. Hard to swallow. Hard to swallow with a question mark, so again, a pun. Um, could end in L. I don't know about turn down, maybe an N. No, this is going to be a tough corner. Comparative word now has an A in it. Than, bigger than, that sort of thing. Package. There's start, right? Ent, it could be tent. Turn down. Turn down, past tense. It's got that O in it though. So, hmm. Well, coming to this one, X, I'm going to say maybe nihilo, like annihilation. The word that maybe gives us annihilation. Um, down, lop. Like those are those like the ears on a basset hound, orlop, maybe. I don't know. I like that word. Or maybe it's orloff. No, hard to swallow. Verses for 41 across, Sestin verses, Sestino. Hard to swallow. I think I'm stuck in that corner. Let's move on to some other corner. This corner, follower, a priori or a priori. Again, some more Latin. So loquats and quinces start with a P. And no longer serving. Okay, so retired, maybe. No longer serving out of. Um, hmm. Loquats and quinces may be palms, P-O-M-E-S. So it's that style of fruit. No longer serving, starting with an O. Sure, old Italian bigwigs. Um, it's good that it ends in SI. Um, so the families, they were the Medici, but Medici doesn't work unless that S is wrong right there for 23 across. Changes the organization, recasts. That would change this R, which I've been having trouble with too. That would make it Satines. I like that. So let's do casts, because I like Medici here. All right, so we fixed a few things there. Auditory, auric. Is that bird? No longer serving. Okay, palm seems to fit there. Okay, so no longer serving. Could also be like in tennis, you're no longer serving. Um, Could be two words ending in red. No longer serving. I don't like any of those. Let's put in this. Um, Attempts with some support. Educated guesses. Yeah, they have some support, so it isn't a person that's supporting them, but maybe it's some kind of evidence. Okay, sign starter in Strasbourg. Okay, so we're talking about France again, right? I hope it's not Germany. I should brush up on my geography as well, right? Sign starter. So, oh boy. Well, it's going to be maybe a French word. I'll come back to that. Merits. Also tough in that corner. Brings up to speed. Okay, so now we have two words that fit. Something S on. Okay, I don't know what it is, but at least that looks good. Balloon. So to make bigger, right? To gorge. How about that for a word? That's a good word. Some summers. Egg, angling. Extremely ringed. Coronated? Doesn't fit though, does it? No. Plucky children's song. Pluck. Um, Pluck. What do you pluck? Pluck a flower. I don't know. Holy. Holy see. Um, it's a dict from the Pope. Uh, okay, so this is going to be an, a French word. So I do not know what that is. Merits. In due. How about that? Um, hmm. Audic. Sorry. Auditory is otic. O-T. Okay. No longer serving. Serving. O-inted. Hmm. Quick turnarounds. UIs. Another sort of common um, crossword ease there. Hopefully I spelled it right. Um, extremely ringed. Corridor. Lucky children's song. A rosy. Fixes. Men's. That's all I can think of. Right for Spanish charts would be este. Or is it este? I don't know Spanish except for crossword words. This is the word for east, by the way, because that's the right on charts or maps. Okay. Biz locales. Locales. Biz locales. So biz means it's going to be sort of a slangy word in the answer. It's business locales, but biz locales. Um, stores and malls and things like that, right? Whew. I will have to come back that. Of higher order. 10 down, package sort. Wow. Dave, you made a hard puzzle for me to start on here. Of higher order. Well, okay. Well, let's see. What can this be? What was 12 down? This hypocritical adage ender. Racino. Racino. You're probably out there going, it's 7, dummy. Okay. Cestinal. Package order. Sort. Sorry. Package sort is also a computer algorithm, right? For sorting things. Hmm. Is up to speed. Fills in. Dotes on. Fixes. Biz locales. URLs. That would make some summers end in. Do the downs. No longer serving. Ousted. That would make merits is due. I like that. Okay, so ousted like a sorry, I was thinking about something else. Ousted as in a leader of a country being ousted, no longer serving that country. Okay. Package, sort, hamper, rest, start. Sometimes I just try to say the syllables and see what comes to mind. Sometimes it just kind of hits you. This one's not working that way though. This letter here is of higher order. Higher order. Sort. some kind of less, but that would put cest, no, I don't like that. Um, this is going to be probably an O, right? Structured verses. Sestinas, sestonas. It's got to end in S, right? Hard to swallow. Hard to swallow. Hmm. Eileen, thought it was an E. Um, hard to swallow. Little adage ender. Critical adage. Adage. Um, just it's never this hard. Uh, some summers. I go to speed. Fills in gaff foods. Wow. Okay. Extremely ringed. Est. E and fixes. I don't know. Lucky Children's Song. I wonder if Gorge is wrong. Could Gorge be wrong? Balloon? Because this. I don't know. Is that plucky? Yeah, it's kind of cute and plucky. Is that how you spell? I don't know how to spell alouette. Is it like that? Clues in. Hey, I'm liking this. Uh, and some summers can be. It's a B for balloon is bulge. Abacuses? Ah, good one, Dave. Okay, so summers are things that add to abacuses. Bulge. All right. Fixes sets, like when you set a bone, you're going to fix it. The curliest is going to be the extremely ringed one, right? So bizzes are in sweets. So there we go. The biz part is sort of a short for business, so is STES. Okay, well, we got that corner. So sometimes it happens that way. You just kind of luck into something. Okay. Ah, hard to swallow. L. That P, I don't know if I like that. Let's get rid of that and see if maybe it looks better this way. Hard to swallow. A winery. D. Structured verses. Do they end in S? Sinewy. Ooh, sinewy. That's pretty good. Um, let's double check this there. Turned down. Could still be Orlo. I don't know what that means, but man, what could it be? Down. Alo? On low. Hey, if something is turned down, it is on low. Okay. All right. So maybe structure versus is sestinas. Some kind of pamper. No, hamper resistant. Which one is it? Yeah, hamper resistant packaging. Yay. What is this one across? Whoops. Don't know. Meta. Ah, okay. Of higher order. Meta, when something is self-referential. Okay. Hypocritical adage ender. Not a silo. Whoops would be Hans? Whoops. Whoops could also be like when you beat somebody up, right? You whoop them. Okay, so what could that be? Oh, it's tamper. That's the word, tamper. All right, a good day. So we got whoops and starts with TA. Tans. Yes, like you tan someone's hide. All right. Okay, so now what? We're down to one. Not as I go. Oh, we have an error. I like Brega though. That makes sense to me. Okay, so what I usually do if I get an error like that is start at the top. Okay, so Medici could be with an I. I always thought it was Medici. Let's try an I. That didn't help. It would tell me that I got it right, right? So, but this word just seems weird, this 14 across. I don't know French though. Okay, so Palms looks good. I don't know that word. Erie, Avow, is due, Malt, Meta, Ovic, Simon, Pratt, Recasts, Far East, Iditarod. Iditarod is going to be good. I'm checking all the downs. Yep. Porgy, or Porgy, right? Yes, Porgy. Um, not as I do. Ah, not as I do. No, still not good. Do as I say, not as I do. Um, okay, academic freedom. Now let's try this as an I over here. No. Okay. This is the hardest part sometimes. Sometimes I just give up eventually. We might have to do that this time. Um, let's see. Over here we have this Sestinas that I never really liked. Dice's, Afterlife, Resod, Roberts, Tamper Resistant, Nihilo, Ex Nihilo, Analog, and Sinewy. Those look good. Rossini spelled correct. Bulge around clues on clues in. Ah, yay! Oh my goodness, that took 44 minutes. Sometimes I do these in 8 minutes, so I don't know what it was like. Maybe you got bored and you're not still with me anymore, but hopefully that helped. I might just get rid of this video, maybe save it for later as like an outtake or something, because that was a hard one, Dave. Come on, man. Um, at least it was hard for me. Maybe you were sitting there, saying, come on, just put an E there, an I there. Well, that's the way it happens sometimes. It's still fun. You learn some new things. You learn some new French words like ruide. I don't know what that means. I might look it up and find out. So, anyway, hope you enjoyed it. So, if you did, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll be trying to do these more often. All right.